Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. The city of Swift Current has come a long way with its transit service, from the former Telebus to the new Swift Transit, which was introduced in 2015. Over the years, the residents of Leader have experienced some turbulent times in healthcare service. And following a provincial announcement in the fall of 2014, the community received positive news of an integrated healthcare facility. As the city of Swift Current continues to plan for a growing community, water distribution to all corners of the community is an ongoing concern. Thanks for joining us here today. Starting April the 1st, it'll cost you more to take the bus in Swift Current. We have more in today's top story. The city of Swift Current has come a long way with its transit service, from the former Telebus to the new Swift Transit, which was introduced in 2015. Now, 1 year later, and the city is looking closely at the costs of operation and its overall ridership. Mitch Minkin is the general manager of infrastructure and operations, and says ridership has increased by 60% with the new Swift Transit scheduled service, while the Access service is close to having a full clientele. And despite these ridership numbers, an increase in fares will be introduced on April the 1st to $3 per rider.
At the end of the first year, we've reassessed where we are, and we need to increase our revenue some. We're a little behind where the national average is, so we've got to work a little bit towards getting that system to start funding itself a little bit better. No one expects that a bus service is going to be fully funded, but we're at about 25% now, and national average is somewhere around 36%. So we need to do some things to have it work a little bit better. So we're going to be working to try and increase our ridership, and part of that is this fare increase that we've had to implement.
Minkin adds that along with the increase in fares, the city will also look at how the transit service can operate more cost effectively, while still offering a desired service for local residents.
When we started the whole concept of Swift Transit, we had a consultant come in and they made some recommendations. We followed those mostly. We made some adjustments to those. We originally, when we launched, we had planned on not using as much of the feeder bus, or the bus that brings people to the main line. It was evident after about the first couple of months of operation that that's a key part of it. So yeah, we had sort of estimated that about using a half bus there, or half time, and that just hasn't worked out. So we had to adjust to increase that. So that's kind of increased our costs somewhat. So it's evolving as we go. I don't know that you can have a city such as ours and not have some sort of transit service. So we have to continue to try and evolve that and get it as efficient as we can. We're looking at all the costs of operation, the type and size of bus we're using, and all of that. So we hope that we'll be able to bring the costs down somewhat and get more people on there. And with this small increase in fares, that we'll be able to balance that out.
The Swift Transit service offers timely bus routes around the city 6 days a week, while Access Transit is based on client appointments. The city of Swift Current has invested just over $200,000 to roll out the new Swift Current transit system. Leader's new integrated healthcare facility project continues to be on hold. We bring you this latest update in this report. Over the years, the residents of Leader have experienced some turbulent times in healthcare service. And following a provincial announcement in the fall of 2014, the community received positive news of an integrated healthcare facility. However, last November, the Cypress Health Region announced the project was temporarily delayed due to quotes from contractors which came in well over budget.
Total project budget was $12 million, and it came in just around 16, so just under $5 million over what we had. Because lots of things like the mechanical systems come from down in the States, that has definitely been a factor in the cost of this project. So, we're still going to need to purchase mechanical, we're still going to have to do some of that, but The plans that we submitted within our tender certainly had a big element of renovation, and we know that sometimes renovations are more costly than building new. So that's the direction that we need to look in. Is there a way that we can limit the amount of reno that we need to do and still maintain all of the health care programming that we want in this building?
Vashon adds the Cypress Health Region is committed to the residents of Leader and area, and this setback is a mere bump in the road.
Still absolutely committed to making sure that we can move this forward. We know that having our services all under one roof is an important part of how we can deliver services in rural Saskatchewan. So again, we're not prepared to cancel the tender until we know what direction we're going to go in next. You know, definitely have been delays. I know people are patiently waiting to find out what the next step is, but we're right beside them as we wait to see what our options are.
Once completed, the integrated facility will bring together acute, primary, long-term care, and ambulance services all under one roof. Leader is located approximately 90 minutes northwest of Swift Current. Water is an important service, and the City of Swift Current is studying how it can continue to deliver this service to all corners of the community. As the City of Swift Current continues to plan for a growing community, water distribution to all corners of the community is an ongoing concern. At Monday's council meeting, the green light was given to budget funds of $80,000 in the 2016 capital budget for the Water Distribution Strategic Plan, a concept which will start with a study in the South Monroe Industrial Park.
As we were starting to prepare for the development of the South Monroe industrial area, it became evident that we needed some water storage in that area to satisfy the water needs for that subdivision. So upon looking at that, it was decided that we should take a more global look at the city's needs in general, with the growth that's going on in the Northeast and the possible growth that may continue on in the Northwest, that we look at the system in a little larger view to ensure that we're not doing something now that we could do somewhere else and be more efficient.
The City of Swift Current will work with AECOM in the coming weeks to determine the best location for the reservoir, a decision which will benefit the community now and into the future as the city expands its overall boundaries. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at MyLocalTV.ca. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.